Good morning, everybody. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Stream. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome in. It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday here on the show. How are you guys? How are you doing? How's everything? How's life? How's life? Yeah, it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. I'm fucking so tired, bro. I'm so tired. You know? Exhausted even. Welcome in. We are here to do our normal debate thing. So we're here to debate. If you'd like to debate, okay, if you'd like to get into one of these little itty bitty debates, okay, what you can do is you can call in. The number on the screen is 219-327-8005. That number again, 219-327-8005. We have a couple of topics on the board, such as trans men and women are men and women. Duh. There's no compelling external evidence for Christianity. Also, duh. Gender affirming care for minors. MAGA is a fascist movement. MAGA are uneducated and or bad people. And why should I support Trump? Those are our topics for today. If you want to talk about any of them, 219-327-8005. Welcome in, you guys. Shout out to Trans Dreamland, Vem, Lixia, and V Sharp for being the first people in chat today. Also, USC Trojan 51, thank you for resubscribing for 9 months at Tier 1. T-Stim 333, thank you for resubscribing for 3 months at Tier 1. And Whaley Winey, thank you for resubscribing with Prime. As a reminder, we did pick our book for book club. If you're a member of the YouTube, a paid member, or a paid sub on Twitch, you can do book club with us. All you got to do is join the Discord, head over to the book discussions, and you'll see a pinned comment with the book. We're going to be reading Black Shirts and Reds for book club. This is the book we're reading for book club this week, or this month. Our book club discussion is going to take place February 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern. I might change that to 5 p.m. Eastern. You'll have 3 weeks to have finished the book, and then we're going to talk about it. So that's going to be it's going to be what the plan is. So if you'd like to join book club, that's how you do it. Either become a member on YouTube or a sub on Twitch. So you got about 2.5 weeks to finish this book. If you go, there is an audiobook version. So you'll find all the resources necessary to engage in the discussion. Even if you want to just listen because you didn't get a chance to read the book. That's how you do it. Welcome in if you're watching on YouTube. Hey guys, how is it going? Hopefully we get some debates today. Anyway, hopefully we get some debates today. And we'll see if we can strum some up over on the YouTube chat. Remember, if you want to support the stream, Cash App and Venmo are on the screen. Tips are always appreciated, never required. All the tips that I receive go towards keeping our call-in line open. So I just dumped the money back into the call-in stream. And if you want to, remember, after 20 minutes of calls, you will have the ability to kick somebody out. $20 tip does boot somebody after 20 minutes of a call. So if you want to do that, you can. Did anybody watch the Bad Bunny Bowl? I did. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, I did all my talking. Now I'm like, bleh. I got through all the speaking, you know? All the speaking bits of stream. Did anybody notice something? Did anybody see it? Look at it, right? Look at it. Look at what I finally got. Look at him back there. Just chilling. Yeah, so you remember I was looking at it on eBay, but then somebody was selling it I was on Facebook Marketplace and somebody was selling it like 20 minutes away from me. So I went and got it. It's great. Yeah, I saw Iron Lung. I gave it a 6. I keep thinking I should restart up my Letterboxd. But then I'm like, nah. Then I go, meh. You know? That's usually how the world works. Someone said if these statements in your white box are your platform, you're not going to get any money. Who wants to tell them I've been a full-time content creator for fucking 3 years now? I've been getting plenty of money, homie. Sorry. Why don't you go to the job you hate? I'll stick with doing the job I like. Oh yeah, the Kid Rock lyrics. God, y'all don't even want to know the fucking shit. It's so funny to me. It's so funny to me watching them go, Kid Rock is the Christian halftime show when this motherfucker admits to statutory rape. Straight up admits to statutory rape, dude. What the fuck? Now me, I'm not going to listen to an artist who admits to statutory rape. I mean, if the conservatives want to do that, go nuts, I guess. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, he says it's mandatory. He says the statutory rape is a mandatory requirement for him. Did y'all see the clip? I want to say it was when he was on, it was an SNL clip of the way he talked about the Olsen twins. Brother. What the fuck? I saw that shit and was like, we're really doing this, huh? That's what we're doing? Here, I got it pulled up. Hold on. So every person that calls me today, I'm going to ask them, was Kid Rock the appropriate choice for the conservative? Why was Kid Rock the conservative choice for their Super Bowl? You know? Seems like he probably shouldn't have been. Wait, come take a look at this chat. Listen to this fucking wild ass shit. Okay, absolutely insane.
The Olsen twins. Why is every guy in America waiting for these chicks to turn 18? I mean, you know what I say? There's grass on the field. Play ball!
Hello? Let's play it one more time for all the conservatives listening.
The Olsen twins. Why is every guy in America waiting for these chicks to turn 18? I mean, you know what I say? There's grass on the field. Play ball!
Hello? But no, yeah, definitely. He's who we should be. Yeah, that's he heads the Christian conservative halftime show, you know? That's what Christianity's all about, right? Fucking underage girls. That's what it's all about. That's the conservative Christian party, just so everybody's aware. Crazy shit, dude. Truly crazy shit. That's the party of Christianity, everybody. The party of conservative values. My parents are conservatives and they would hate this. They voted for it, bruh. They're conservative. They voted for it. It's the gang of... Do we need to read his song lyric? Like, do I need to read his song lyric again? Like, come on. Truly crazy shit. But anyway, if any conservatives want to tell me why Kid Rock was the appropriate choice for their Super Bowl, I'm more than willing to listen. Yeah, they were 14 at the time that was recorded. First of all, anybody waiting for any child to turn of age is a fucking creep. Like when Donald Trump told a 10-year-old, I'll be dating her in 10 years. Fucking creep. Creep shit, bro. Truly creep shit. I mean, I will say that should have been their choice for opening song at the conservative Super Bowl halftime show. It should have been "We Are Charlie Kirk." They would have hit. Dude, you guys heard that call Erica Kirk had like days after Charlie died? That shit was weird. Why are you working after your husband died? Like a couple days after he died, bro. Don't go to work. Jesse, I don't even know how I'm supposed to read all of that. We can't understand Bad Bunny because is that like a Kid Rock lyric? Kid Rock don't make no sense. Charlie who? You're right. Charlie who? You're right. I don't even know who that is. You're so right, chat. Who's taking the care of their kids? I don't know, but Candace Owens apparently said they're not Charlie's kids and that Eric was having an affair with him for years, on him for years. I don't know, dude. Just some dead guy. Hopefully we get some calls because I'm exhausted. So I need a good debate to keep me awake. So hopefully we get some good debates. I believe it's pronounced Kirk. Did Jimmy get to you? Dude, how do you say that about a 14-year-old? What the fuck? We are Charlie Kirk. I'm going to be honest. I've never listened to a Kid Rock song all the way through that I can think of. I didn't grow up. Like I grew up listening to actual rap. Not like white man thinky rap. 219-327-8005. If you're conservative, if you're Christian, if you're anti-LGBTQ, call in. Tell me why. Prove yourself. Prove yourself. I'm here waiting for the proof. You can do it, chat. I'm sure somebody can call in. Conservatives, why do you guys like pedophiles so much? I'd love to know. I hate when I click on a comment on Instagram and it does not take me to the comment. You're so lucky you never had to be forced to listen to that. Here, I'll listen to it. I'll mute myself and all you'll see is you won't hear the song, but you'll see my reaction to Kid Rock's whatever that song is you guys are talking about. Let me see. Let me pull up failed musician Kid Rock. Okay, here we go. So far, this is boring as shit. It sounds like toilet music. Yo, Elira, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships over on YouTube. All those people now have access to the Discord if they want it and can join book club. Say thank you, chat. DGen Dove, thank you for subscribing with Prime over on Twitch. Deja Dreamer, thank you for resubscribing for 6 months to tier 1. Kid Rock wanted to be Rob Zombie. You guys liked a guy named Bad Bunny who performed in a different language. Yeah, I'll take that over a pedophile. Yeah, 100% of the time. Do I need to play what Kid Rock said about? You know what? Let's just play it again. Why not? Right? Since apparently we shouldn't have had Bad Bunny. This is who we should have had. Right? We should have had this person. This is what we should have had instead.
The Olsen twins. Why is every guy in America waiting for these chicks to turn 18? I mean, you know what I say? If there's grass on the field, play ball.
We should have had that instead, right? You guys heard it here first. Paulie would prefer the pedophiles. So can we, in YouTube chat, can we just say Paulie prefers pedophiles? PDFs. Paulie prefers PDFs. Just type that into chat, everybody in the YouTube chat. Paulie prefers PDFs. I'm a JPEG man myself, but I guess Paulie prefers PDFs. Jess, thank you for the super chat. Said, here's an interesting fact. Kid Rock was raised in his father's large home on extensive property, which included an apple orchard and barnyard for their horse. Is that a fun fact? Wow, Billy, you really want me to respond to you, don't you? That's why you're spamming in the chat. Oh, poor Billy. Poor Billy. Oh my God. I wish I looked 40. It'd be great. Finally look the way I feel inside. Kid Rock is a washed up Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift would never. I don't know anything about Taylor Swift. I was like, who's at my front door? It's the lawn people. Is that Nate Billy? Possibly. Final Billy, did you prefer the Kid Rock halftime show? I just want to know. Who would you have rather listened to, Bad Bunny or Kid Rock? Just let me know. You don't look a day over 12. She said she was 12. I'm 27 going on to 80. I'll be what? I'll be 33 in a month. Notorious B.I.G. is dead. So what do you want me to call out somebody who's dead? He's dead. What the fuck is there to call out? He's not performing at a halftime show, weirdo. He's dead. Yo, I've never seen a whataboutism on a dead person before. That's crazy. That's so fucking funny. But what, shouldn't we call out this dead guy? Euro Scott said, trying to call from Spain to give you our views. If you're not calling to debate, then you just type the views in the chat. Aw, Billy got caught for spamming. See ya, Billy. Holograms. Crazy. Oh, Germany, not Spain. What did they use the Germany flag? I don't really care one way or another. I don't think anyone under the age of 65 watched the Kid Rock thing. No, plenty of them did. Literally, you guys have to, every person you know that watched the Kid Rock thing, ask them why they prefer statutory rapists over Spanish. You got to ask them that. Why did they prefer a statutory rapist over a guy that speaks Spanish? Yo, let's try to make sense of this comment. Nope, you gay, homie. Be truly Hildren since day Obi. The American school system failed. I didn't watch the halftime shows live, but I went back and watched them. I have to watch both, obviously, because it's my job. The American school system failed. Apparently English is hard. Well, yeah, you know, for some people it's hard to type, you know? How about politics is left out of entertainment? Are you stupid? You weren't born stupid, right? You became stupid later. Right? Hey, Ningish, would you rather watch Bad Bunny or Kid Rock? Just answer that question. That's all you got to do. Answer that question. Who's triggered, bro? Do you know what triggered means? I don't think these people know what triggered means, bro. Yeah, Ningish didn't answer the question because he's probably too stupid and doesn't know, like all you have to do is type one of two names, Bad Bunny or Kid Rock. That's like all you had to do. Here, let's run a poll. Which halftime performer do you prefer? And we're gonna put you have two choices here, Bad Bunny or The Rapist. You guys choose. And everyone that chooses Kid Rock, just know they prefer a rapist. Just be aware. They prefer rapists. Just keep that in mind. So far, 3% of people in the chat prefer rapists. Not just rapists, statutory rapists, pedophiles. So 2% of chat prefers pedophiles. 4% of chat prefers pedophiles. 4% of chat prefers a pedophile. Isn't that crazy? 4% of chat supports pedophiles. Well, can't say I'm surprised. Cannot say I'm surprised. Ohio Heathen, thank you for the super chats. And I'm glad I found your channel and Jimmy's. It's helped me find my way to socialism. Also, I'll take Bad Bunny over rapists, but that's just me. I would also choose Bad Bunny over, but 6% of the YouTube chat prefers rapists. It's embarrassing a little bit. I didn't know 6% of people preferred rapists. Big yikes. All right, well, Ningish is going to get muted because he said he got a hard-on from watching The Rapists, so we're going to mute him now. He's not able to talk. I'd rather not talk to pedophiles, personally. Just keeping it at $1.50. Would rather not speak to pedophiles. Third choice, the Puppy Bowl. Wait, so true. So funny to watch the chat seethe. Yeah, 6% of people would rather watch the pedophile. What was your favorite Super Bowl halftime show to date? Kendrick's. But I'm a little biased because, black. The Puppy Bowl hosted by Kristi Noem is crazy. Actually unhinged. I don't know what Green Day did because they got censored. Like, you can literally hear it when you watch it back. You can hear that their words are jarbled. They censored it on the broadcast side. Listen, dude, I don't go out of my way to listen to Bad Bunny because I don't speak Spanish. So but I don't think his music's bad by any stretch of the imagination. That shit is jammable for sure. I'm just not Spanish, so I don't know what he's saying. But he's the largest artist in the world. It makes sense the Super Bowl would want him on the halftime show. Kid Rock's a fucking pedophile, so Where's my evidence of what? You when you just say evidence, please, but you don't tell us what you want evidence for, it's just kind of weird. Usually you should be specific about stuff. I'm just saying. Also, fuck ICE. True. Fuck ICE. Y'all know what it is. Sedelia said, Bad Bunny just confirmed it. I'm very thoroughly gay. That made his capital F point. Jovan, I have a question about number 3, so ask it. Can we get a t-shirt that says fuck ICE? What if I can think of a design that's not just like the normal... Like, you can buy a fuck ICE t-shirt anywhere, right? Like, I would want something that's like specific to... I hope he accepts self-admission as evidence for Kid Rock. Yeah, I think if somebody tells you that they want to fuck kids, you should just believe them, right? I don't think I need anything else except this man saying... Here, I'll play it again. I'll play you Kid Rock literally saying he wants to fuck kids. Sure, why not? Here, let's do both. First, here is him saying he wants to fuck the Olsen twins when they were 14.
Why is every guy in America waiting for these chicks to turn 18? I mean, you know what I say? If there's grass on the field, play ball!
So, if there's grass on the field, play ball. Yeah, so that's definitely pedophile shit. And then it's his own literal song lyrics. Do I need to play the portion of his song where he quite literally says he wants to fuck underage girls? Let's just do it. Let's just fucking do it. Let's just do it.
Daddy Cool has resurfaced on social media.
I like how they frame it. Like, look at this resurfaced song clip. Like it's
with lyrics about
hidden. Like it wasn't hidden.
Underage girls, and it's sparking backlash ahead of the alternative halftime show he is headlining during Super Bowl Sunday.
Young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory.
Oh, so he is making a joke. Homie, if you joke about fucking kids, you fuck kids. In my 32 years of life, I've never joked about fucking children. But apparently, T3B fitness triple threat boss, he jokes about fucking kids. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Sedalius, thank you for the super chat. Said I like my ice crushed. Yo, true. Kind of weird. What's the joke in saying that you think it's mandatory that your girls are underage? What's the joke? Someone tell me what the joke in that is. I don't know what the joke. I don't know what the joke is there. Somebody explain the joke to me. What's the joke in saying that you would fuck underage girls? What's the joke? Like, what's the punchline? I'm a father, you dick. And okay, you're a father. If your friend looked at you and said about your daughter, if there's grass on the field, play ball, what would you would just be like, oh, that's just a funny joke. He can babysit my kids. If you're a father and you think that's okay, I hope your kids get taken. Not gonna lie. Not gonna front on you. I hope your kids go bye-bye. John didn't read my super chat. Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry. Liz Leaf said, please reevaluate if your worldview requires you to do apologetics for pedophiles. Also, try a course in critical thought. So true. Do you think he was serious? Again, what's the joke? What's the punchline? What's the joke? The joke is adults fucking kids? That's a joke. Where's the punchline? Just wondering. What's the joke? Jokes like that are made all the time. Yeah, by people who probably fuck kids. He literally says it's mandatory that the girls that I'm with are underage. What's the joke? I would love to know. You're all a joke. Oh, I'm the joke. Okay. You like someone that fucks kids. That's on you. And now you're crashing out because you realized, oh shit, I'm wrong. Crazy. No, officer, it was just a joke. No, officer. Yeah. They always ignore the question, bro, because they know the answer to the question makes them look like pieces of shit. Frost King, thank you for the super chat, said, remember the children God said Israelites can keep. The PDFs are very Christian. No, it's true. Very Christian like to want to fuck kids. It is called dark humor. What's the joke? You keep avoiding that because But you know, we joked about Charlie Kirk being killed, and all of a sudden that was crossing the line. But this one isn't crossing the line. That's crazy. Balthazar said the joke is that the Puppy Bowl beat TPUSA views wise. No, true. It's crazy to me, conservatives that were like, you're joking too much. This man was killed. Pedophiles are okay. Like, that's the fucking crazy fucking leaps that they have to do logically. Just another midwit on YouTube. Cool. Kyle Powell, do you also support Kid Rock? I just want to know. Did you support Kid Rock's halftime show? Virtuous Pat said, why does Kid Rock like to joke about being, not about PDF, about being a PDF? Why does Kid Rock like to joke about being a PDF so much? To throw you off suspicion. So then he can be like, nah, see, I was just joking, guys. He called it taboo. It's a crime. It's not taboo, it's a crime. Was he 18 when he sang that? No. He was a grown adult. What the fuck? Was he 18 is crazy. He played into it as a character. You guys are fucking willing to do anything to excuse pedophiles. I thought you guys were protect the kids. Now it's like, yeah, but if somebody admits to being a pedophile, it's just a joke, guys. The character, I just play, I'm not a pedophile, I just play one in my act. Makes total sense. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Definitely that is definitely definitely an excuse. Blue-Eyed J, I didn't know Chris Hansen arrested comedians, since I guess it's all just a joke. Yeah, no, that'd be the perfect Chris Hansen defense, right? So, have a seat right here. Why did you tell this little girl that you would show up and do all of these things? Chris, it was just a joke, bro. Come on, Chris Hansen. Don't you know jokes? I was just pulling a Kid Rock. I was doing a joke. Makes total sense. Makes total sense. We do Kahoot in the Discord sometimes. I think we'll see if we can do this weekend for community night. Maybe we'll do a trivia night with Kahoot. Question number 1. Should you joke about being a pedophile? Question number 2. If you play a pedophile character, why? Like, it's one thing if you're doing like an episode of Law and Order, but Kid Rock quite literally doesn't need to pretend to be a pedophile, so why is he? Why would you pretend to be a pedophile just for fun? Wonder if they'll go this hard defending Ted Nugent too. You mean the same Ted Nugent that was hanging out with Donald Trump? You know, for somebody that's apparently not a sex offender and not a pedophile, he sure hangs out with a lot of pedophiles. The haters will call it AI, though. Why is Donald Trump hanging out with Ted Nugent? Do you guys know who Ted Nugent is? Have you heard the shit Ted Nugent has done? Kind of weird. Pat in the chat said Kevin Sorbo, don't forget to change the channel during the Super Bowl halftime show. Also, Kevin Sorbo, worst halftime show I've ever seen. Moron. I just want to know why Donald Trump was hanging out with Ted Nugent. That's all I want to know. That's quite literally all I want to know. Maybe anybody? No conservatives want to defend? Here, let's ask another question. Let's ask another poll. Okay, ready? We're going to do another poll. Okay. Poll number 2. Is it okay Donald Jimothy Trump was hanging with Ted Nugent? Yes or no? Is that okay? Is that all right? 12% of people said yes, you fucking weirdos. Wow, dude. Crazy. Crazy. We just ignoring the fact that Ted Nugent literally wrote a song called Jailbait about how much he loves fucking underage kids. Do I gotta pull up the lyrics for Ted Nugent's song? Here, I'm going to read the Ted Nugent lyrics, and I want to know in chat if anybody that I want to know who wants to defend these, okay? Here we go. These are quoted lyrics. Quote, "Well, I don't care if you're just 13. You look too good to be true. I just know that you're probably clean. There's one little thing I got to do to you." That good? That y'all cool with that? Y'all chill? Y'all chill with that? MAGA? That's your boy? Very interesting that that's your boy. That's true. Nobody listens to Ted Nugent. The fact that this motherfucker sung the song live is crazy to me. Take a quick guess who's calling in again like he does every day to be embarrassed on the show. Just take a guess, chat. Take one. I will give you $5 if you don't know who the fuck it is calling in. Okay, here we go. Let's suffer. Nate Billy calling again. Nate Billy, did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show? What did you think of Bad Bunny?
No, I don't watch football. And
I didn't ask if you watched football. I asked if you watched the halftime show was. You did, so you didn't watch the halftime show. Did you watch the Kid Rock halftime show?
No, I just seen clips of it. They made such a big thing out of artists performing during the Super Bowl halftime. I'm not exactly sure why.
Did you support the Kid Rock halftime? Like, or do you think it was a good thing that Kid Rock did a separate halftime show?
I mean, he's a musician, and that's the norm. When it comes to the NFL Super Bowl, they usually bring a musician to perform during halftime.
Do you like
Kid
Turning
Rock,
Point?
Bad Bunny.
Do you like Turning Point USA? Charlie Kirk's old organization?
Yes, I think he's a right-wing intellectual.
Do you think Turning Point USA represents good Christian values?
Absolutely.
Do you think it's good Christian values to headline an event with a singer that says that he likes statutory rape?
I think that's pretty bizarre. Maybe he was being sarcastic, because usually there are comedians who...
Kid Rock's not a comedian. He's a musician, not a comedian. So I don't know what...
I mean,
being a comedian
sometimes musicians can go the comedy route. And,
okay,
there have been...
So when Kid Rock said, and I quote, young ladies, I like them underage, see? They say it's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. That was just a joke?
I mean, I find it pretty disgusting that he said that, but if he was going the comedic route...
what was the joke in that sentence?
There are numerous comedians that make fun of domestic abuse.
Cool. What was
rape,
the joke in
misogyny,
that sentence? I'm asking what the joke was. What was the joke?
That he likes underage girls, which, of course, I find it disgusting.
I'm sorry. So the joke is just that he's a pedophile? The joke is he's specifically calling himself a pedophile. That's the joke.
Like, I don't know what's going on in Kid Rock's head, whether he was serious or not. Again, I'm not defending it, but Nate Billy, be possible.
Nate Billy. Does it represent good Christian values to have somebody who jokes about being a pedophile?
Okay, so...
Just wondering.
Yeah, that's not quote-unquote Christian values. Throughout American history, pre-1900s,
hold on.
It was normal.
Hold on. So you're telling me that TPUSA, who claims to be a Christian organization, put on an event with a headliner that does not represent Christian values?
Yeah, I mean, there's also a business aspect to it. Kid Rock has, I'm assuming, a lot of fans throughout his musical career. Okay, so they just wanted to appease people.
So do you think if you're a fan of somebody that, consistently says that they're a statutory rapist, that's probably a bad thing?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Having sex with underage girls is bad, full stop.
So TPUSA decided to appease fans of somebody who is a statutory rapist or admits to being a statutory rapist. So you think it's was that good Christian values? Instead of appeasing to Christian fans, they wanted to appease to the statutory rapist fans?
Okay. So that's not good Christian values, but there is a business aspect when it comes to sports, and Kid Rock is has a huge amount of fans that lean right wing, and he's a well-known conservative.
If you were running a Christian organization on a national scale like TPUSA, Would you have hired Kid Rock?
If I knew beforehand that he had such lyrics like that, no.
Do you think
But
it's more
Turning Point
important to
USA
focus
is-
on your business or to focus on Christian values?
Okay. Since the United States is a capitalist country, it makes sense if I'm the CEO of Turning Point to try to garner as much
Erica
profit as possible.
You can call her by name. Her name is Erica Kirk.
Yes, Erica Kirk. And
Okay,
so whether
Erica
she
Kirk
knew that
isn't
before or
engaging
not,
in Christian values. She is just trying to profit instead off of Christians. Interesting. But you said
just because there's a
TPUSA was
business
an
aspect of
organization
it,
that.
sir.
So yeah, but
I'm sorry?
if I run a program that takes money from Christians while not actually supporting Christian values, would I not be a grifter at that point?
Erica Kirk.
Is a grifter.
Okay. She's a businesswoman as well.
She's grifting though. She doesn't actually represent Christian values. Kid Rock said that men shouldn't have waited for the Olsen twins to turn 18 because even though they were 14 at the time, because if there's grass on the field, you should be able to play ball. He said the people shouldn't have to wait till they're 18. Is this Christian?
Sir?
Is that Christian like?
During the 1800s,
We're not talking about
America,
the 1800s. We're talking about 1990.
it was.
I don't know why we're talking about the 1800s all of a sudden. I could care less about what happened in the 1800s.
I'm trying to make a point. The majority of Americans were Christian back then, and a plethora of states had laws saying that it was okay to marry women.
Oh, so statutory rape is a part of Christian values.
I'm sorry?
Okay. So statutory rape is a part
No,
of Christian values.
I'm not advocating for statutory rape, sir. I'm just trying to make a point that the majority of people
have been okay with statutory rape for a long time.
Yes, that's correct. It was normalized back then.
Okay, so Christians have.
And I can make another example where Elvis Presley.
If Christians are, I don't fuck with Elvis Presley. If Christians are okay with statutory rape, does that mean it would be a Christian value?
Okay.
Just wondering.
It's not Christian values.
Okay.
To marry underage girls at this point. You see, normalization is subjective and it changes throughout the period of time.
What about when the Bible has a bunch of underage girls getting married per God's will? Is that not
okay?
Is that not underage?
During that time, it was normal for men to marry women that were underage.
Does that make it okay? Just because it was normalized, does that make it okay?
Okay. So
I don't care what's normal. I care about what's morally correct, right? So what if it was normal? Slavery was normalized. That didn't make it okay, right?
I mean, you have to break that down on an individual level.
We do. What's the individual level specifically?
So for a slave master to make his own economy prosperous, yes, it was okay for him to own slaves.
I asked morally
in order
okay.
To
so you think so wait, was it morally okay?
For his family?
Nate Billy, was it morally okay?
I personally don't think it was morally okay.
Okay, do you think it was morally okay
or
for
marry
people to
underage girls?
Okay, great. You don't think it was morally okay to marry or date or sleep with underage girls. So why did Turning Point USA hire a man that talks about him doing just this?
Okay.
If they're truly a Christian organization, right? If they're truly a Christian organization, it seems like this is something they wouldn't do. But you're saying, no, they did it because it's capitalism. They needed money. So they gave up on their values to try to earn money, and then in turn told people that these are our values so they will give them money. Seems like a grift.
Do you see the point I'm trying to make, that social norms changes throughout time?
Yes,
So
but I don't believe, I believe that morals are subjective. You don't, because you're a Christian. So
no,
it doesn't matter.
Morals are subjective, sir.
Oh, you think morals are subjective? Great. Cool.
Yes, absolutely. So during, like I said, during the 1800s, it was prevalent for underage girls to get married to grown men, and society as a whole found that to be normal, which majority of them were Christian. They considered that Christian values. Now we're in 2026. Obviously, normalization has changed, and marrying underage girls is not okay. Now, for Turning Point, it's a business. And as a business,
you don't say.
You try to look for avenues to garner the most profit. Kid Rock is what you consider a rock and roll star, or whatever genre he's indulged in, and have millions of fans throughout the years. So it makes sense for Turning Point and the NFL to negotiate some type of deal.
The NFL had no part of this. This was only Turning Point. Turning Point's halftime show had nothing to do with the NFL. They specifically put on a halftime show because they didn't like Bad Bunny. So instead of Bad Bunny, they said, we're going to do a halftime show with a admitted statutory rapist as our headline. That's what happened. Now, really quickly, you don't agree with Kid Rock. How do you feel about the fact that Donald Trump invited him to the White House?
How did I feel about... I'm sorry, can you please repeat that?
How do you feel about Donald Trump inviting Kid Rock to the White House?
Well, if he knew beforehand that he used those type of lyrics in a song and still invited him to the White House, I think optics-wise, that wasn't smart. But again, Kid Rock is a conservative, and he has garnered quite...
I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait a second, Nate Billy. I'm a bit confused. Is Donald Trump too stupid to have researched who Kid Rock was before he invited him?
I mean, I'm sure. I'm guessing Donald Trump doesn't listen to Kid Rock, and he just saw that, hey, he's a conservative. He garners millions of fans. So optics-wise, it was pretty smart of him. If he didn't know beforehand
Donald
that
Trump
he advocated for statutory rape.
Hey, real quick, Nate Billy. Donald Trump also invited Ted Nugent to the White House. Do you know who Ted Nugent is?
I'm assuming another country singer.
Yeah, Ted Nugent is a guitarist, singer, songwriter, whatever. He's a rock artist. Ted Nugent has a song called Jailbait. In this song, he says, hold on, stop. In this song, he says, and I quote, "Well, I don't care if you're just 13. You look too good to be true. I just know that you're probably clean. There's one little thing I got to do to you." This isn't okay, right?
I mean, we can play whataboutism
it's not
all
a
day.
Whataboutism.
Obama invited Eminem.
It's not a whataboutism. It's not a whataboutism.
I know, but
you would be doing a whataboutism to try to move. Stop. You would be doing a whataboutism to try to move the conversation to Obama. Obama's not president. I'm not talking about Obama. I'm talking about what Donald Trump is currently doing. So stop. Do you think this lyric by Ted Nugent is bad?
No, I just admitted that it's bad.
Great.
To invite celebrities with those type of lyrics, but in politics,
great. So Donald
it's
Trump,
imperative for politicians to invite celebrities.
Stop. Okay, great. Stop. Hold on. Culture. Stop. Nate Billy, stop. So Donald Trump invited both Ted Nugent and Kid Rock to the White House. Both of them have songs about wanting to fuck underage kids, and your defense to that is, well, Donald Trump just didn't know that they had those lyrics. Is that correct?
And I'm sure Kid Rock has millions of fans who heard that type of lyrics and still bought his album.
So Donald Trump
just like
Donald Trump
Eminem,
to get votes,
who raps about killing his mother.
stop. To get votes, Donald Trump said he will pander to celebrities who fuck kids in order to receive votes. And that's the guy you wanted to vote for, Nate Billy.
Okay.
Do you know who Lawrence Taylor is?
I voted for him because of the
Nate
policies
Billy,
he was
do you know who Lawrence Taylor is? Do you know who Lawrence Taylor is?
A football player. Some Hall of Famer, linebacker.
Lawrence Taylor pleaded guilty to raping a 16-year-old child.
Okay, and that is wrong.
Did you know Donald Trump hired him and brought him to the White House to help work on a fitness program for children? How many
presidents invite dictators all the time?
How many rapists and pedophiles does Donald Trump need to be friends with and work with before you go, hey, maybe this is a bad guy?
So I'm guessing every president is a bad guy because they have to negotiate with dictators. I mean, like,
negotiate.
No,
this would be the dumbest. This would be the dumbest, Billy. This is the dumbest shit I've ever talked about. Donald Trump didn't need to bring Kid Rock to the White House. He was already elected, so he already had the votes. He didn't need to bring Ted Nugent to the White House. He didn't need to bring Lawrence Taylor to the White House. Presidents oftentimes have to negotiate with dictators because it's on a global world stage. Billy, don't be stupid. How many pedophiles and rapists does Donald Trump need to align himself with before you go, this is a bad guy? How many? I'm just wondering. He not only brought Lawrence Taylor to the White House, he said Lawrence Taylor was a great guy. This man who's found guilty and pleaded guilty to raping a 16-year-old was a great guy to Donald Trump. So how many rapists and pedophiles and statutory rapists and all these other things does Donald Trump have to be friends with and work with, Billy, before you go, enough is enough?
Well, I support the policies that he's implementing.
Okay, goodbye, Billy. If you can't answer my question, see ya. That was Billy, everybody, known pedophile apologist. Yo, William said, kick this fool. I'm so sick of Nate Billy, I could vomit. He's the definition of they can get you to believe absurdities, they can get you to commit, or in this case, apologize for atrocities. Very true. Billy can't answer a simple fucking question. He never can. He can never answer. He can almost never answer questions just up front. Insane. Sand Sensibility, thank you for the super chat. Said Maga is discussing cult of racists, Christian nationalists, and pedos. Expose them. Virtuous Path, thank you for the super chat. Said I'm not defending SR. I'm just pointing out that Christian values are relative. Caller. No, it's fucking insane, dude. How many, bro? Ladies! Crazy. Anyway, let's do the next caller. Let's I gotta name that file. Statutory apologetics is crazy. PDF.pdf. I'm just gonna name it Billy.pdf. Let's bring in the next person. Next up coming to the stream is Jesse. Jesse calls in a bunch. Jesse's calling again today. Jesse has been pretty receptive in the past to new information, so let's see how Jesse is doing today. Jesse, how are you?
Jovan, good to hear your voice, my friend.
Jesse, just so I have to know, you didn't watch the Kid Rock halftime show, right?
I didn't, but I was hearing you discuss that with the previous caller, and this is going to sound in bad taste, but a 16-year-old, I mean, I know it's wrong, but I don't think that's considered pedophilia.
Don't do that, Jesse. Come on.
I know. That's not what I'm calling about.
Don't.
I know it's
Jesse,
wrong, and you're not supposed to do that. You definitely should go to jail for that.
You're
But
gonna lose all the goodwill you've built up in this chat.
I know. I'm sorry. I should have just not mentioned that.
Like legally, technically, you're right. There's another term for it, but like, let's just not split hairs.
Isn't age of consent 16 in America?
No.
Oh, it's not?
What?
Okay. I thought that was the age of consent. Maybe that's a different country. I thought it was America.
Jesse.
Look, I know it's wrong. It's not pedophilia. Pedophilia is like children, like 10 years old, 9 years old, 7 years old.
I think if someone's willing to rape a 16-year-old, they're probably willing to rape younger, personally.
You're probably right.
But like, I just don't see the point of splitting hairs on this. 16-year-olds are children.
I agree.
Jesse. Okay. Whew, trying to reset. What are you calling to actually talk about today?
Well, today I'd like to discuss the trans issue, and first I'd like to make a few statements and see if you agree or disagree.
Okay.
So the first one would be that the global fertility rate per woman was 5.3 in 1963. That's globally. So every woman was having, on average, 5.3 children. Would you agree with that?
In the 50s?
1963.
The average global child was 5. What?
No, the average woman had 5 children globally.
Wait, I'm double checking that. You said 1963?
Sure, no problem. Yeah, 1963.
Huh, you're right.
Awesome. So you agree?
Interesting. Sure. Well, yeah, I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, moving along, would you agree that in 2023, globally, the average is down to 2.2?
If that's what it is, sure.
Okay. So we agree on that. And would you agree that 2.1 is the number needed per woman globally to sustain a healthy population?
A healthy population of
that
what
can replace
size?
itself. That can replace itself as people die.
Replacing isn't the same as a healthy population. Those would be two different things.
Okay, so the aging population, you don't think they should have youthful people working and supporting them?
I didn't say that. That would be a very interesting straw man. Like right now, I think we're actually technically overpopulated. I think the estimate is we're supposed to be between like 1.5 to 4 billion people would be like sustainable globally. We're at like 9.
Well, funny you say that. I read something a while back. I don't have it here, but they said that you could fit every human being on the earth in the United States. I'm just talking technically,
like if we all stood,
just the land area
side by side, sure.
Yeah. So I don't think that the land is the issue. So if issue would have to be logistics of
it's not just about land, it's about resources. It's not just land, it's resources.
Okay. So now moving on, would you agree that in 2012, 3.5% of Americans, we're down to Americans now, not globally, Americans identified as LGBT?
Okay, sure. Where's this going?
Okay. This is gonna lead to my outlandish take that transgenderism can lead to extinction.
No, it can't.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of dog walk you through it if you allow me to with these facts.
You might fish walk me through, but you're not connecting these data points correctly.
That's possible, but in
I
20,
just want to preface this. It's not just possible. It is definitely what's happening.
All right, maybe you can prove me wrong with my hypothesis. So in 2023, 32% of Americans aged 15 to 24 are LGBT. Would you agree with that?
Sure.
Okay. Now, would you also agree that the LGBT community has a lot less children than cisgendered individuals?
Sure.
Okay. So if this trend continues, and let's say the
more
LGBT
cisgender people, you think? Wait. Do you think that people who are part of the LGBTQ community will outpace? First of all, hold on. Let's talk about two things. Let's talk about two things really quickly. Hold on. This is actually really important.
I want to listen.
Of the LGBT community, right?
Yes.
Let's take the first one. L, lesbian, right?
Yes.
G, gay, right?
Yes.
B means what?
Bisexual, I believe.
Okay. And T means what?
Transsexual. Yeah, you're right. I did lump them all together. That's right. You're right about that.
So T is transgender.
But they're all similarly lack the ability to breed. Would you not agree?
No. Out of all of those letters, which one can't reproduce?
I would say zero.
Zero can't.
As in none of them can't reproduce.
Wait, correct. There are lesbian couples who have children. They even have biological children. There are gay couples who have biological children. Bisexuals have children all the time. And transgender people have kids all the time. So they're still having kids. You're correlating. The problem that you're doing is you're correlating the low birth rate with being LGBT, but the causation...
No. It's just a factor. I know straight people are breeding a lot less as well.
It's quite literally not a factor. The thing that is leading to a lower amount of children being born across the entire globe is poverty. That is the causation of low birth rates. It's because people are poor.
Disagree. I think the least breeding nations are the most atheist nations, and the atheist nations generally are majorly developed.
Atheists have kids all the time.
No, I'm saying you said poverty is what causes the lack of birth rates, but that's I don't believe that's true because the poverty-stricken nations on average have a lot of kids and have high birth rates
because they don't have access to adequate
contraception,
reproductive health care like we do.
I agree that's possible,
but
and
again,
it's also possible.
Again, it does come down to poverty rates. People, especially you in the U.S., aren't having kids because they're poor. They can't afford to have kids and get their education. They can't afford to have kids and work stable jobs. Like it's poverty.
Yeah, I get that, but what more people more poor are having 3 or 4 or 5 kids. People with literally no financial means to probably even support those children, but they're still having them.
Doesn't mean that the cause of the decline isn't right. You're labeling outliers when the entirety of the cause is socioeconomic.
Yeah, right. But you would agree that the LGBT community is growing and not shrinking, correct?
Would I agree that it's growing? We're going to hit a plateau at some point, but yeah, it's growing.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. It's growing in the same way left-handedness grew when we stopped beating left-handedness out of people. I wouldn't even consider it growing. It's more that it's just people who've always been LGBT can come out of the closet now because it's more accepting.
Yes, and LGBT people, I couldn't find a solid number. I was looking everywhere for this. I couldn't find a number of how many LGBT actually have children. And I'd have to assume, and I'd hope you'd also agree with me, that they have definitely less children than straight couples do. Would you agree?
Approximately 13% of people who have given birth in the U.S. in recent years identify as LGBTQ.
Okay. So
roughly
so
32% of lesbian, gay, and bisexual adults report having children.
Okay.
32%.
Okay, so you don't think that that's an alarming thing if the LGBT
what's the
community continues to grow?
No,
Which
what's
it
the
is.
percentage?
There's no doubt about it, especially once Trump gets out and there's more liberal president.
What's the percentage of U.S. adults that are LGBTQ?
It said 1 in 10 in America identify as LGBTQ.
So if 10% of them are LGBTQ and 13% of them are having children, then no, they're actually outpacing. They're actually having more children.
Not just children. You need multiple children to replace
We don't need
you
replacement.
and your
we don't need
partner.
to be a replacement. We don't need to be a replacement.
Yeah. Yes. How would our population? I just can't understand how you don't believe that you need at least two kids per couple.
How many jobs? How many? We don't need to replace people. How many jobs currently? How many unoccupied jobs are there in the U.S.?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't have that in front of me.
Sure, I'll pull it up for you.
Unoccupied meaning people looking for employees and you can't find them?
There are 6.9 million job openings right now. Okay. So there's 6.9 million job openings. There's 7.5 million unemployed Americans. So we have too many people for the amount of jobs that we have currently.
Whoa. You said job openings. Doesn't that mean they need employees?
Yes.
So don't you need people to be employees?
We already have those people.
They're just not working.
Correct. For whatever reason, they're not able to get access to those jobs. A lot of jobs have to sit. This is a whole nother tangent we can get into about how the U.S. economy works by having, like, we have to have taken jobs. Like, there's this whole thing about it in economic theory. I don't want to get into it. It will take fucking an hour to explain. But we already have, like, we're sitting here saying, like, we don't need 9 billion people on this planet. It's not something that we need. Also, and I'm just going to be upfront, if the human race goes extinct because people don't want to have kids anymore, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, but I'm not fine with that. I want human beings to continue.
I don't care if we continue. I'd rather, like, here. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's say we get down.
If you had children, you wouldn't feel that way.
I have children. Let's say we get down to, yes, I don't care if the human race continues, if people consensually decide they don't want kids anymore. But Jesse, let's say we get down to it and we're down below the birth rate and we're noticing that species decline. What do we do?
Yes.
Do you think that women should then be forced to get pregnant?
That's what I was going to get into. I'm saying that the only way that this LGBT movement can sustain itself is if science is able to make artificial wombs so that the men that become women can still give birth. So basically, the LGBT is dependent on science movement for it to be sustainable.
I'm in full support if we hit the point where there are artificial wombs for people who can't give birth that want to have kids. I'm in support of that. The problem with artificial wombs is that's not what they're going to be used for. They're going to be used to breed workers. You're going to see people breed in essentially a slave class.
See, that's a great conclusion. You're going to need that because people aren't breeding.
I would rather the species go extinct than we breed slaves.
See, I disagree. I'd rather see a bunch of slaves walking around than just seeing kangaroos walking around.
Kangaroos? Jesse, what?
I mean, animals, anything that's not a human being.
You would rather us have like the
Matrix. I'd rather have the Matrix than no humans.
Why?
Because I like humanity. I think we're the coolest thing on earth.
You'd still like humanity if the only way they could exist was with a bunch of slaves?
Well, that's what I'm trying. No, that's your conclusion, because I'm saying that's the route we're going to have to take if this LGBT movement continues to grow, which it will.
Hear me out here. This is going to be a crazy take. Or we just let the species die out.
That's wild. I can't get behind that.
Why not? If
Let
people,
the species die out.
if people are deciding on their own that they don't want to have kids, that they are
Well, we got to
okay,
fix
like,
it because they were having them,
how do you
50 years ago, 100 years ago,
because they
200 years
had
ago,
the
300 years
money
ago.
to afford it. What was
No, I don't think that's the easy
What?
Band-Aid answer, to be
You know how
honest.
wait, Jesse, do you know how many people have abortions because they can't afford a child? It's like 40% of all abortions are for financial reasons. What's
Okay.
40%? Let's take the US. We have 600,000 abortions a year. What's 40% of 600,000?
40% of 600,000. So
Yep.
24,000?
240,000. So that's
I have missed a
240,000 kids that would exist if people weren't poor.
I think that's a horrible take, Jovan. It's just poverty is the reason why the human race is going to go extinct.
It's a horrible. No, it's not just poverty. It's capitalism as a whole. People are.
See, I know you're a communist, and I agree that maybe in your communism, we can make it all work.
Jesse. People are forced right now to choose between starting a family and surviving. That's just the case all around the country.
I think that's incorrect. Especially in countries that have a welfare system.
Jesse, this is crazy.
I think you're wrong, Jovan. I think you hurt my feelings today telling me that you want humanity to end because they can't afford it.
I didn't say I want humanity to end. I said I don't care if it does. If people decide, no, Jesse, this is a straw man of what I said. I said if people decide on their own that they make a conscious choice that they don't want kids anymore, and society ends because, Jesse, if every woman on the planet, right, said we don't want to have children anymore, how would you change? And nothing could change their minds. Would you force them?
Yes. To save humanity? Are you asking me to save humanity?
Holy shit, dude.
Of course.
Oh.
Well, another thing too is
shit.
I think another issue is I'm an atheist myself, but I think atheism is another thing because the most atheist nations are breeding the least. And like say the Muslim nations, they have the most kids, and believe me, they're very poverty-stricken over there.
Women are forced into pregnancy and wifehood, Jesse. They're forced into it.
What's that?
A bunch of their women are forced into wifedom and pregnancy.
That I don't agree with.
Okay, but yes, you do, because you just said if it was the case that the globe would end, you would force women into pregnancy. Yes, you do agree with it.
Well, only to save humanity.
Okay, Jesse.
See, you want humanity to die.
Jesse, I think this was our last call. Sorry, I think this was the last call. All the goodwill you built up, gone. I would rather the species end than rape all women. Just gonna throw that out there. Okay. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, I know my radical take of don't rape women. Jennings, thank you for the super chat, said I'd rather let humanity die out 100%. Jesse is discussing and isn't redeemable after today. Yeah. For video watching said Jesse heard your nice introduction, said hold my beer. He's basically for Handmaid's Tale. William, thank you for becoming a tier 4 member for your 5th month. Edwards Pando said boo this man. JP Bishy said what's Jesse's proposed solution to his issue? Gamer Gex said how many of these kids reach adulthood? Katie said is it better to have a massive birth rate but be completely poverty stricken? Caller doesn't care about what circumstance. He's literally said he wanted fucking fuck, bro. Sorry, I'm reading the super chats. 7 said dude should also compare child mortality rate. People have had 5 kids, which 2 to 3 maybe survived to adulthood. 1960 had especially low child mortality rates. Oh, I didn't even think about that factor. Katie Einfors to fuck up Jesse. I'm not an incubator. Glam Pixie said this is gonna be gross. Calling it now. Eli Autumn said yikes. Pibble Pong, Dave, you're coming a tier 2 member for your 4th month. Said queer people have always existed. We always will exist, and our existence is literally a quantifiable boon to humanity. Holy shit, dude! What the fuck? What the fuck? Holy shit! Anyway. I guess we'll move on to the next. Oh, Spencer, thank you for the $5 Venmo. Said Jesse got to the wrong conclusion from Handmaid's Tale. True. Cass, thank you for the Cash App. Cass, if you want to save it for a future kick, let me know, because I already had moved on from Jesse. So if you'd like to use that for a future kick, let me know. Okay, let's keep this gravy train rolling. Why do they always end up at Nazi shit? Dude, I don't know, dude. What is today? Dominic from Florida is calling in. Dominic, thanks for calling. What is your age and pronouns, please?
I'm 18. My pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Dominic, what were you calling in to talk about today?
I'm calling in to discuss that trans men and women are not men and women, and I have more than justifiable enough defense to prove this.
Oh, I can't wait. Dominic, before we move on with the conversation, can you please define man and women for me?
Would you like me to give you the actual definition or the definition?
Like whichever definition you use to make your
a
arguments.
Man is a biological form factor that is born with a penile shaft and born with high levels of testosterone. A woman is a being born that has high levels of estrogen and has a uterus in between their legs.
Well, uteruses aren't between the legs, but I'll take your word for it that that's where they are now.
Well, vagina.
Okay, so just really quickly, I'm wondering then, I think this is going to be a fun call. So per your definition of man and women, male dogs would be men, female dogs would be women. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes. That was a yes. So animals would be men and women per your definition.
Animals would be male and female, which are the...
Sorry, your definition of man... Your definition of man, biological form factor born with penile shaft and high levels of testosterone, that would be any male
but
on the
when
planet.
It comes to animals, you don't use the same context.
Sorry. No. I'm sorry. That's not how definitions work. I asked you to define what a man is. That was your definition. You can walk it back.
Yes,
Or do we want to move? Do you want to change your definition?
A female dog.
Do we want to change your definition already, Dominic? It's been 2 minutes. Do you already want to change your definition?
I'm not changing my definition. I'm telling you that
Okay, then
animals,
per your definition, male dogs are men, male whales are men, a male of literally any species would be a man.
Yes.
Yes, so you believe that dogs are men. Dogs are men and women. Yes, you do.
Exactly. They are either of the male or female subspecies.
I didn't say male or female subspecies, and that's also subspecies.
But that's
sex
what
is
man
not a
and woman
subspecies.
means, though.
No, Dominic. What happened here, Dominic, is, and this is so funny to me, is you came up here very confident that you would have a logical thing here, but your logic has failed already.
Well, your logic. Explain my logic because you've been
Dominic. If your own definition of the word can't hold up to logical scrutiny, why would I listen to the rest of your argument?
Okay. So per my definition, yes. Any animal with a penile shaft is a man, and any animal with a vaginal shaft is a female.
Okay, great. So when we write laws that say men get these sort of privileges, you think dogs should be granted those privileges too?
No, because dogs are not.
Why would they not? It doesn't matter. It's not about being human. It's about men. You think they're men.
Okay, I came here to prove that gender identity is a mental disorder. I didn't come here
I
to
think the
argue
true
about
mental
anything else.
disorder is not being able to give a coherent definition of the word man.
I gave
But
you
go
a
ahead.
coherent definition
Dominic,
of the word
that is
man.
not a coherent definition of the word man. You're
Okay,
telling
well,
me
here,
animals are men and women. That's not
instead
that
of
you
cutting me off,
instantly
let me
are
set my
not coherent,
explanation up.
Dominic. Sure. What I want from you is a syllogism. P1, P2 conclusion for your argument. Go ahead.
Okay, I have the whole conclusion right here in front of my face.
I want the syllogism.
Definition of gender. The second definition of gender is sex, correct? Now let's scroll down a little bit. Gender identity. For many non-binary
What's the first
people,
definition of
having
gender?
important documents reflect their
Sorry. What's the
gender
first
offers
definition of gender?
Security and ease of
Sorry,
mind.
Dominic.
You have
Sorry.
to
What's
ease
the
your
first
mind.
definition of gender? Why are we just going to the second?
I don't know. A subclass within grammatical class, such as a noun, adjective, or verb of a language that is partially arbitrary but distinguishes characteristics such as shape, social rank, manner of existence, or sex.
Sorry, which dictionary are you using for this?
Merriam-Webster.
Okay, you're using the Merriam-Webster definition of gender. Sure, let's pull it up. Gender. Sex, sense, and then what is B? What is B? You used A. What's 2B?
The behavioral, cultural, psychological traits typically associated with one's sex.
And what's 2C?
2C is gender identity.
Oh, and what's gender identity defined as?
Does that definition of gender identity not scream mental disorder to you? For many non-binary
Hold on. I'm sorry.
documents reflect their true gender, offers security and ease of mind.
I'm sorry.
It offers an ease to their mind because thinking about having it in between their
Stop.
legs
You don't understand how
makes them
definitions work. You only want to use 2A, but 2C defines gender as a gender identity, which they then later define as a person's internal sense of being male, female, or some combination of male, female, or neither male, female. Now you're saying it's a mental illness. What academic or medical research do you have to show that it's a mental illness?
What do I have to show that it's a mental illness? So because you weren't comfortable with either having a
It's not what I asked.
in between your legs.
Sorry, you already failed the question.
legs.
Dominic, you already failed the
You
question.
got it.
You already failed the question. I asked what medical or academic research do you have? Because unfortunately, you don't get to decide what are mental illnesses, right? You are not the arbiter of mental illnesses, right? Actually, if we want to talk about like what is the arbiter of mental illnesses, it would be the American Psychological Association, right? They are who define what mental illnesses are in our country, especially. And they have said outright that being trans is not linked to any sort of mental illness known to man. So, Dominic, I'm going to ask you again, because clearly you know. Stop. Sorry. Okay, great. You said it's its own. What evidence, either academic or medical, do you have to prove this? Or are you just talking out your ASS?
I'm gonna give you the definition of gender affirmation, which is
I don't want the that's not what I want. I know you can't keep up. It's not the question I asked you. That's not the question I asked you. It's not the question that I asked you. It's not what I asked you for. I asked you for, and I'm going to say it again, academic or medical research. I want academic or medical research. I don't want a definition. I want academic research or medical research.
What is gender affirmation? It's the process of recognizing, respecting, and validating a certain person's gender identity. An identity is somebody's mental construction of
not what I asked for.
Right?
Damn, we're still not giving me what I asked for. We're still not giving me what I asked for. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Okay? Maybe you'll be able to provide it. I want academic research or medical research that backs up your claim that it's a mental illness. I don't want your research. I don't want the research of an 18-year-old. I don't want the research of an 18-year-old who can't define man in a relevant and coherent way. I want academic or medical research that backs up the claim it's a mental illness. Can you provide that?
I'm literally providing that to you.
You're not.
I am.
A definition is not academic research.
Okay,
do I need to define what research is to you?
When you have to affirm to somebody that them being transgender is okay and stuff like that.
This isn't research. This isn't research.
To affirm somebody about
that's
something,
not research. That isn't research, you fucking
cutting
idiot.
people off when they prove their point. I've noticed
You're
that.
not proving shit because you're not providing research, you 18-year-old clown.
I have it pulled up in front of my fucking face and I'm reading it to you. You're not
What
listening.
is the research? Telling me what gender affirmation is not research, you fucking idiot. I'm asking you to provide some sort of, do you have a study? Do you have maybe a medical textbook that backs up your claim? Do you have something that tells me that this is a mental illness? The question is very simple, and the fact that you can't figure it out is fucking embarrassing. You should still either be in high school or have left it very recently. If I wrote a paper in biology class and in the citation I just wrote because I said so, they would fucking laugh me out of class. I'd get an F. So can you provide a citation at all from an academic or medical source? Fucking shit, dude.
No, I can't.
Great. So the claim, it's a
my
mental illness.
Research.
No,
Of why
the
I
claim
believe
it's a
it.
mental illness is a bunk claim. Thank you. You can't provide evidence for it. Therefore, it's a bunk claim.
I'm trying to provide you the evidence. It's my own research, not somebody else's
so
research. I
much.
researched it myself to get my
Thank you.
information. You're not letting me explain it with my own research. So how are we going to get farther? You want me to give you another doctor's research or another person's
Truthfully, Dominic, I'm going to mute you for a second. I need to thank a few people here. Okay. First of all, I want to thank the Academy. I want to thank my parents for always believing in me. I want to thank researchers everywhere because Dominic, the 18-year-old, apparently found what you couldn't find for years and years that you've been searching, but Dominic figured it out. Thank you to all of my fans. You've made this performance possible. Dominic, I'm trying to provide you my research for it. Dominic, give me just a very simple syllogism for your argument. If you don't know what a syllogism is, I can tell you. I have a feeling you don't, but I just want a P1, P2C. For a syllogism. I don't want to hear anything else.
Give me the definition, please, just so I can have a.
So a syllogism is an argument. It's a form of laying out an argument. You have a premise 1, a premise 2, and then a conclusion.
Okay.
Base level argument.
My premise one is when you look at definition 2, subclass B, the behavioral, cultural, or psychological traits typically associated with one sex. Psychological has to do with the brain and how the brain functions, correct?
I'm sorry, syllogisms don't have questions in them. If that's P1, what's P2?
Okay, so P2 is gender identity. Now, that C definition, right, for many non-binary people, having important documents reflect their true gender offers security and ease of mind. It's easing their mind because there's something about their gender they don't feel comfortable with because they are mentally thinking about that thing, right?
Wrong.
Gender, no, it's not.
Wrong.
Gender affirmation is the process of recognizing, respecting, and validating an individual's identity or gender identity. Particularly when it differs from their sex at assigned birth.
Dominic, you don't understand the words you read, do you?
I do. I have
You
an
don't.
IQ of 211.
No, you don't.
I finished high school very early.
No, you
actually.
didn't. Dominic, Dominic, one of your claims here is that psychological has to do with the mind. Does psychological inherently mean mental illness?
Psychological does not mean mental illness, but psychological means something or a trait that affects somebody's mind.
Great, beautiful. Are emotions psychological, Dominic?
Yes, emotions are psychological.
Dominic, if you stop, Dominic, stop, Dominic, stop, Dominic. That's not how dialogue trees work. That's not how dialogue trees work. Dominic, if you were to tell me I'm sad and I affirmed that sadness with you, am I affirming a psychological part of you?
Yes.
Do you have a mental illness? Is being sad a mental illness, Dominic?
Being sad too much can be considered depression.
I didn't ask about too much.
It's a mental illness.
I didn't ask about depression. I said just being sad. Is that a mental illness, Dominic?
Being sad too much, yes, can be considered a mental illness.
I didn't say too much, Dominic. I said just being sad. If you can't answer the question directly, I'm not asking you to answer some new question that you made up. Is just being sad, Dominic, a mental illness?
No.
But I have to affirm a psychological part of you. Doesn't that make it bad? Doesn't that make it a mental illness? Because I'm affirming some psychological aspect?
But does affirming what somebody thinks in their mind about themselves and how they appear physically, is that at all the same?
Dominic, you're so stupid. Dominic, let me ask you a question. And maybe you just don't know. Dominic, could you tell me, what does it mean to be trans?
What does it mean to be trans?
Yeah, maybe you just don't know.
I don't
maybe
know.
That's
to
what's happening.
Associate yourself with the opposite gender of which you were assigned at birth.
What is gender, Dominic?
Gender is the subclassification of sex.
So gender is a subclass of sex.
Gender is a subclass of sex. Yes. A subclass produced by people's immorality to wanting to have certain parts on their body.
I'm sorry. You think gender supports immorality? Holy fuck, Dominic. I pray, Dominic, I pray. First of all, thank you for this fucking comedic. Like,
okay,
this is
first of all,
this has made my day. I have been dealing. Dominic, you've not proven shit wrong, Dominic.
I've given you everything
Dominic.
that says that
You
everything
haven't.
about gender affirmation and gender identity all links
Dominic.
back to the brain.
You,
Are you
Dominic,
just a stupid
something
faggot?
linking something. There we go, Dominic. If you slur again, you will be removed from the stream. Okay, I don't give a shit that you called me the F slur. I don't care. If you do it again, you'll be removed from the stream. Right now, what you're doing is you think that if you slur enough, I'll kick you, and then you can go, see, he just kicked me and I won the conversation. So now you know, if you do it again, so now you know, Dominic, if you do it again, you will be kicked. So we will know if you do it again, you're running. Got it? Now we know that if you do it again, you're going to try to run from the conversation. Okay? So, Dominic, when it comes to mental illnesses, who classifies mental illnesses in the United States?
I have no clue.
The American Psychological Association.
Okay.
They are a group of what, Dominic? What is the APA?
Doctors.
Specifically, what type of doctors?
Psychologists.
Correct. Dominic, you're learning. Now, Dominic, I just want to confirm, do you think a group of psychological professionals, right, might have a bit more insight into what in fact, actually, let's take it back even simpler. Dominic, what is a mental illness?
What is a mental illness?
Yep. How is it classified medically? Oh, I hear the typing. So what we're finding out is that, Dominic, you're claiming it's a mental illness, but don't even know what a mental illness is.
Wait a minute.
Ooh.
I only looked it up to confirm that my
Yikes.
definition was going to be right, because
Sure
I like
you
to
did.
confirm my facts before I start spitting them out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
A mental illness is a health condition that significantly disrupts a person's thinking, emotions, mood, and behavior, making it difficult to cope with daily life, work, or relationships. Now, how does that tie into gender identity and the fact that trans men and women are not men and women?
It doesn't, Dominic.
And that gender identity
Dominic,
is
a person who is
mental
trans, how does being trans how does it disrupt their thinking?
Do you really want to go there?
I would like you to answer the question, yeah.
Okay, there are a number of different things that can affect a trans person's thinking. Being
That's
called
not what
slurs.
that's not, whoa, that's not what I asked.
Certain
Dominic's not
biological
what I
aspects,
asked,
like when
Dominic.
you get
It's
on
not what I asked,
testosterone.
Dominic. That's not what I asked. I asked, how does being trans disrupt their feelings? Not because someone calls them slurs, right? That's an outside
What disrupted
influence.
their feelings to begin with to make them want to be trans? That's the question.
So do you think people wake up and decide one day I am trans? Is that how you think being trans works? That's embarrassing.
What the hell else? How else would it work? You're not trans when you're born because you're given an assigned thing. You're
Dominic.
given an assigned sex. You're given an
Dominic.
assigned gender.
Dominic,
What you just said proved my basis.
Dominic, you not understanding how gender identity works is not my issue here, bro.
Gender identity. What is an identity?
Dominic,
An
when did you
identity is
decide?
somebody's
When did you
mental
decide not?
construct of how
Dominic,
they
when
look,
did you
appear, and/or
decide?
act.
Dominic, when did you make the choice to not be trans? When did you decide that?
When did I make the choice to not be trans? When I learned that I don't want to chop my balls off and put a coochie in there when I can't
So
have
when
kids.
was that, Dominic?
When I was a baby.
So you as a baby knew about chopping off penises?
Not
No,
baby,
yeah, exactly. That would
probably
be that
toddler.
would be a stupid thing to say. So I'm going to ask the question
Probably
again, and maybe you
toddler,
can
maybe.
answer it smartly this time. I know that's difficult for you, Dominic. What age were you when you decided to not be trans? What was that age?
I'll throw an age out there. 12.
So prior
That's
to
when I
being
decided I
12,
wasn't gonna
prior to
date.
being 12, you didn't know you were a boy? What were you? What did you think you were?
Prior to being 12, I knew I was a boy because in school
No.
they taught us that people were penile
Stop. I asked you when you knew you weren't trans. You were saying it was 12, which means prior to 12, you didn't know if you were trans or not. So you wouldn't have known if you were a boy or not, Dominic. So what?
No,
so 12,
I did know I was a boy because of my birth certificate. It shows the
you
gender
read
that
your
I was
birth
assigned
certificate at 12.
birth.
So wait, when did you read your birth certificate?
When I was 12, when I got
So
it
you
legally
didn't know
because
you
I
were a
got put into
boy
the
until you
foster
read
care
your
system.
birth certificate. So prior to
I
reading your
knew I
birth
was a boy
certificate,
before that, but what I'm
how
saying
did
is
you
that
know
what
you
you're
were a
asking
boy?
makes no sense.
Dominic, how do you know you're a boy?
How do I know I'm a boy? Because there's a dick and balls hanging from in between my legs, and my body produces an excessive amount of testosterone.
Dominic, how
something
did
the
you know
female
you were a
body
boy
cannot do.
before you knew what a dick and balls were, Dominic?
How did I know I was a boy before I knew what a dick and balls was? I didn't, because most human brains don't
So what were
develop
you?
enough to understand stuff like that until the age of 8.
So what were you,
you're
Dominic?
trying to ask,
What were you?
what was I? A man.
You were a man before you were 12?
I was a man before I was 12 because per my sex given at birth, when the doctor looked at my penis and balls and saw that it was there, was male.
Dominic, I'm sorry. Are all males men?
All males are men. Yes.
Are all females women?
All females are women, correct.
So you think a 5-year-old female is a woman?
Yes. Do I think a 5-year-old female is a grown woman? No.
Woman, what, Dominic, you can't even formulate coherent definitions. And so you don't realize how you've walked
The
yourself into the
definition of a
dumbest
woman
fucking...
is literally the same as the definition of a female and the
Based
same
on
as the
what?
definition of
Based
a girl.
on what? Based on what? Based on what dictionary?
They're all they're all the same.
I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Let's go to Merriam-Webster real quick. Let's go to Merriam-Webster. I'm just going to type in, because that's a definition you like, right? I'm going to type in female into Merriam-Webster and read what definition they present me, okay? Let's do female, of relating to or being the sex that typically has the capacity to bear or produce young, or to produce eggs. Now, what's their definition of woman? Let's see what that definition is. An adult female person or a woman, or a woman who is a woman belonging to a particular category. Those aren't the same definition. Those are two different sets of words that mean two different things. Maybe I read it wrong. Let me read it again. So female was of relating to or being the sex that typically has the capacity to bear or produce young, or it can be having a gender identity that is opposite of male, or it can be made up of usually adult members of the female sex, or it can be characteristics of girls, women, or the female sex. And then woman is an adult female person, a woman belonging. Those aren't the same. These aren't the same definition. If they're the same words, why are the definitions different? I'm so confused, Dominic. You said they were the same thing.
They are.
Then why are the definitions different?
Who knows?
Who knows? Certainly not the 18-year-old. Let's check the next thing. Dominic.
Love dissing people, but when they diss you back, you got everything else to say.
Dominic, I don't give a fuck if you diss me. Diss me. All I told you to do was not use slurs. I don't give a insult me whatever way you want. I don't give a fuck, Dominic. I'm not a baby. I'm not a child. You insulting me means nothing. You are quite literally nothing to me. Say whatever you want about me. I don't care, Dominic. Now let's go. Let's continue, Dominic. My question to you: do you think the category of woman is an exclusionary category?
Is a what?
Exclusionary category.
It could be, yes.
It could be. In what way could it be?
Because woman could be classified as a female in general, or a grown woman, a grown female, a grown girl who is up.
Dominic, do you need to know what the word exclusionary means? Should I tell you that? Because you didn't answer the question I asked you.
Okay, tell me what exclusionary means, because I obviously know what it means to exclude something.
Okay, so does the category of woman exclude people?
It excludes men?
So it is an exclusionary category, Dominic. Way to go. Not it could be, it is, because you have a set of people that are excluded. Way to go, bucko. Now, Dominic, it's an exclusionary category. That means it has to have a necessary condition or trait that gets you access into that category. What is that trait, Dominic?
You said what?
In order for a category to be exclusionary, it must possess a necessary trait, something that you must possess as an agent to fit into that category. What is the necessary trait required to be a woman?
A vaginal canal and the ability to reproduce.
Okay, great. So the thing that is necessary, I'm going to repeat that word because it's really important here. The thing, and I wrote down your answer, so I can't get it wrong. The thing that is necessary to be a woman is having 1, a vaginal canal, and 2, the ability to reproduce. You must possess both of these things in order to be a woman. So,
Also
Dominic,
testosterone. I mean, not testosterone, estrogen.
Also estrogen.
Very high amount of estrogen.
Okay, and estrogen. You must possess all 3 of these things in order to be a woman, right?
You must also possess the specific chromosome orientation that you were assigned, which is either XX or XY. I believe XX is female. I'm not quite sure.
The 4 things you must possess that are necessary to be a woman are a vaginal canal. You must also have the ability to reproduce. You must also have a high level of estrogen. I don't know what high level means, but apparently you do. And you must have the specific chromosome orientation XX. Those 4 things are necessary and required for you to be considered a woman, correct?
Correct.
Great. Now, Dominic, let's say I have somebody who's a female born with vaginal agenesis, and they have no vaginal canal. What are they?
Correct.
What are they? They have no vaginal canal. What are they?
That means that they have no vaginal canal. That means that they are non-binary. They don't have
they are non-binary. So they have no vaginal canal, no ability to reproduce, but they do have estrogen and they do have XX chromosomes, but they are non-binary.
But they still contain everything else that is needed to produce a female.
Doesn't matter. You gave me 4. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I asked you what was necessary. You gave me 4 things. That means if any one of those things is lacking, you wouldn't be a woman. You have to have all 4. All 4 are necessary.
Incorrect.
Then those aren't necessary. Dominic, then, damn, Dominic. Damn, Dominic. Damn. Okay. So all of the other things didn't matter in the conversation. The only thing that matters is the chromosomes. So why even tell me the vaginal canal when, per your words just now, is the only thing that determines if you're a woman is the chromosomes.
Okay, but now,
so we spent 5 minutes with you giving me no, Dominic, that's not how this works. Dominic, that's not how this works. So now we know the only thing necessary to be a woman is chromosomes, and it's XX chromosomes. Is that correct?
The ability to reproduce and the other 2 things that I put on that list.
If I have somebody with XX chromosomes but they're sterile and they can't reproduce, are they a woman?
Yes.
Why?
Because their chromosomes are XX.
Great. So then have the ability to reproduce is not important. Thank you. Thank you. So you know, Dominic, that the ability to reproduce is not necessary. It's the only thing that's necessary in your opinion is the XX chromosomes, because if anything else is missing, you go, well, they still have XX chromosomes. So that's the only thing necessary. Please, do I need to define necessary for you, Dominic? Like, God damn, it's not your turn to ask questions yet. Not yet. We're almost there. And then you can ask me whatever you want. Now, Dominic, we now know that it is necessary. It is necessary. The thing that is necessary to be a woman is have XX chromosomes. Now, Dominic, if someone has Swyer syndrome and they're a female and they have XY chromosomes and they give birth, what are they?
I don't have an answer for that one.
You don't?
Can you give me a number? How many recorded cases?
Doesn't matter how many recorded cases there are. Any infrequency in a necessary condition breaks the necessary condition. I don't care how many cases there are. There could be one case. No, it wouldn't. That's not how necessary condition. Dominic, I'm going to cut you off. You're 18. I'm going to cut you off. You should know what the word necessary means. Necessary does not mean this is required unless it's not there. Nope. Necessary means necessary. I told you to remember the word, and I said it multiple times so you would remember the word necessary. If I say it's necessary to put chocolate chip chips in a chocolate chip cookie and you don't put the chocolate chips in it, it's not a goddamn chocolate chip cookie, Dominic. So the thing you said was necessary is XX chromosomes. You need that to be a woman. So here is report of fertility in a woman with a predominantly 46 XY karyotyping in a family with multiple disorders of sexual development. Okay, these are case studies of women who have XY chromosomes because, fun fact, the Y chromosome can appear in females. And not only can they have women, or do we have these women like this, they have not only gotten pregnant, but given birth. So what are they? Are they men or are they women?
What's the other biological factor that plays into that?
There can, Dominic,
the fact that they have a vaginal canal. That's why there's 4 things that make a female. Dominic,
all you're doing right now is you're shifting the goalpost for every analogy because you go, if I shift it, Dominic, that's literally a goalpost shift. Dominic, that's literally, I can demonstrate the goalpost shift if you want me to. I can demonstrate it. That's how much you goalpost shifted. I asked you what is necessary. When I said that someone doesn't have a vagina, you said that didn't matter because the only thing that truly mattered is the chromosomes. Now when I say they don't have the chromosomes, you said that doesn't matter because they have the vagina. Dominic, this is a goalpost shift if I've ever heard it. Dominic, that's called a goalpost shift. Dominic, that's the definition of shifting the goalpost. That is the definition of it, Dominic. You are taking the goalpost from here and moving it over here. And right now what you're doing is panicking because you realized, oh shit, I don't actually know enough about it. I don't actually realizing shit. Nobody's panicking. Yes, you are, Dominic. What you've realized here, Dominic, what you've realized here is that you don't know enough about human sexual development to have this goddamn conversation. Dominic.
I do.
No, you don't. You don't, Dominic.
Right? That you
do not know enough about human sexual development.
But those females that have XY chromosomes that were giving birth still had vaginal canals and produced high levels of estrogen.
Trait is the necessary trait, Dominic?
Factors has to maintain presence.
Then that is not Dominic. Here we've made a logical category error, Dominic. That is not a necessary condition. That's a sufficient condition. Dominic, I'm going to mute you really quickly, Dominic. That is not a necessary condition. At least one of many conditions means you're naming sufficient conditions. And fun fact, you do not have exclusionary categories off of sufficient conditions, Dominic. Thank you for playing. Have a good day. Embarrassing. They're not sending their brightest. They're not sending their best. Dude, I just want people to answer the questions I ask them, not these other fucking made up questions that they fucking think I'm asking. Answer the question that I specifically ask you. That's what I want. Dude, 211 IQ and didn't know what the word necessary means. Embarrassing. Anyway. What a fucking day, dude. What a day of calls, man. Yo, chat is eating this man up. That's so crazy. Oh, I have to remind myself that he dropped a slur, so I have to censor. We have a couple calls being screened and one that's in the thing. I'm just taking a slight little Little breaky poo before we take this last call. I don't remember if he said 2000. If he said 211, it sounded like he said 111, but he might have said 2. Homie said all animals are men and women. Like, this shit is so crazy, the shit they agree to. I needed that call. I was in a state. So that call really, W. All right, let's take the next call. All right, coming up next, coming onto the show, we have Jaden. Jaden wants to talk about Donald Trump. Jaden, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
He, him. I'm 19.
Okay, and Jaden, you think that we should support Donald Trump? Is that correct?
Yeah, man. Like, no fun. You can't sit here and fake it like all the time. He was like, yo, I'm gonna drop y'all some of the stimulus check. I'm gonna drop y'all some paper from the tax. Like that wasn't a little ring. Like, yeah, make your ear ring. But then on the other hand, I can see why somebody wouldn't want to vote for Trump because of the simple fact of all the little immigration BS he got going on, all the stuff with ICE, him deporting Mexicans. I feel like, damn, why you deporting them, bro? They the bros. Like, you don't like no horchata. You don't like you don't like none of that, bro.
Jaden, if someone gives you a stimulus check while simultaneously like destroying the economy, you'd be chill with that?
Yeah, shoot. Like, unless he knocking on my door trying to fist fight me or something, bro. Trump, rock out, man. Rock out. Trump, do your thing, bro.
So, wait a second. So it doesn't matter what bad thing Trump could just do as much bad stuff as he wants as long as he's like personally giving you money?
Yeah, bro.
You don't think that's kind of
Yeah, like if he handed me a check, everything cool. If he not handing me no check, get dude out the office. I'm gonna hunt dude down. No, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get the FBI out my door.
You don't think that sort of, defeats the entirety of your argument?
How so? Let me know.
Well, because you don't. He could do whatever bad he wants as long as he's paying you. You don't care. So like you.
Oh yeah, like they loan that money, right? Yeah.
Jaden, what do you want me to do with that? Like, you don't care if he fucks other people over as long as he's paying you. You're just selfish.
This your podcast, bro. What you mean? I'm trying to get you to support Trump.
Why would I support someone who's destroying the economy? Why would I support someone who's violating people's civil rights? Why would I support somebody who's allowing ICE agents to murder people in the streets? Why would I support somebody who most likely has fucked kids? Why would I support these people? Donald Trump could give me $1 billion. He's not getting my support.
I feel it. But Pete Gang, like you just like what Lil Reno said, believe the hype, man. Believe the hype. Talking about all that little stuff in Epstein found, man. Lil Trump dropped that $2K of my account, but you already know I'm going crazy.
So you would support
hold on,
Jaden. You would support kid fuckers as long as they pay you.
How much we talking?
Okay, see ya. No, we're good, Adam. We're good. No, thanks. No, thanks. It's all right. It's okay. I'm good. No, I'm good. No, it's all right. What the fuck? Anyway, let's Goddamn. Okay. Let's bring up the next person. Coming up next is Frank. Frank wants to talk about trans men and women, and for some reason, also the Epstein files.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Hey, Frank, can you just give me your age and pronouns, please?
Male, man, a man. That's what I am, a man.
Frank,
no,
can you answer the question I actually asked you, or no?
No he, him, crap, none of that other stuff.
Can you answer the question I asked you, or are you incapable of doing that, Frank?
I'm just to letting you know how it is. I don't believe in this transgender shit.
I didn't ask if you were transgender, Frank. I asked what your pronouns are.
Me, my thing is man, sir.
Sorry,
that's
Frank. Man and sir are not pronouns in the English language. Sir is an honorific. Man is a gender. So I asked you what your pronouns are. Are you capable of answering the question that was asked of to you?
No, I'm not capable of a pronoun thing. I don't believe in the pronoun.
See you. If you can't answer my questions, there's no reason to have a conversation. Bye. Well, let's see what the next person wants to talk about. You said you're incapable of answering the question, so see you. What do you want me to do? Can't have a conversation with somebody that's unwilling to answer the question. He said, no, he, him was crazy, dude. I'm a man, no, he, him. So the fuck do people call you, Frank? Lady Piss Bottom? Like, bro, what? Dude, today is crazy. Also, shout out me. I've lost 20 pounds. So, W. Jovan, I've done nothing. It's just my fucking meds. There's no congrats. I haven't done anything. It's just my meds. One more person's being screened, so we'll see how this screening goes. Giovanni, veggies? Absolutely not. I'm not a rabbit. I don't eat rabbit food. It's literally the meds. Dude, I have no appetite. My meds have killed my... Like, I don't eat shit. I'm on like 3 different meds for shit, and it's just there's no appetite left. Today I've had half a bagel. And that's it. Today has been a fucking crazy call, dude. A crazy day. Sedelia said, every time I hear these people spew the rhetoric, I get more radicalized in a way I don't like. True. Yo, I saw something on Instagram, and I was like, wait, about that. What really radicalized me? Somebody said, growing up poor during scholastic book fairs. I said that shit radicalized me hard as fuck. Having to go watch all your friends buy books and you got to get a fucking pencil topper. If that shit don't... There should have been... You know what schools should have done for... I don't know if they do them now, But book fair time, school should have gotten donations so that every kid could go home with at least a book. It's fucking crazy that we had kids that didn't. JP Bishy said birds are dinosaurs. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, let's bring up the next caller. Coming up to the stream next, we have Chad. Chad wants to talk about trans men and women being men and women. Let's find out. Chad, if you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns.
I'm sorry. No.
Hello?
My name is Chad, and I'm 41.
Okay, and your pronouns, Chad?
All right, thank you. Like 10 minutes. Okay. Hello?
Chad, are you at work?
No. I was at the hospital, and they were talking to me real quick.
Okay.
Thank you.
Chad,
I'm here for this.
Chad, what are your pronouns?
I don't have a pronoun. I'm a man.
Chad,
Yes.
I'm gonna take this a different way because I already did with another person. Chad, what do you mean you don't have a pronoun?
I mean, if I was identified, I would identify myself as a male.
So how do people who are not you refer to you when they're not using your name? Would they say she, her, they, them, he, him?
They would be like sir or Mr. or...
This is Chad. Sir went to the hospital today. Does that sentence make sense?
Well, yeah, no, it wouldn't make sense because why would you say my name and then say sir?
Well, I'm sorry. Do you agree sir does not make sense in that sentence? What's a word we could replace with sir to make that sentence make sense?
Chad.
This is Chad. Chad went to the hospital today. Chad got work done. Chad, does this feel like weird English when people talk like this? Chad went to the hospital. Chad was sick. Chad needed this. Chad did. Why? Like, does this feel like an odd way to speak?
Well, yeah, that would be an odd way to speak, but it also would be an odd way to speak if you say they went to the hospital too, right?
Maybe your pronouns aren't they, Chad, but if I were to replace the word Chad with another word, what word would I replace it with?
It sounds like a weird argument to make.
This is Chad.
I've already told you.
Blank went to the hospital. What would you put in replace of blank? What word would you put there?
I've already indicated to you that I'm a male, so I don't know what else you're trying to
I
get
didn't
out of that.
ask if you were male or female, Chad. I didn't ask if you were male or female. I didn't ask that question. You could be male, you could be female, you could be Violet Sky. I don't care. I'm asking you a very simple question. When people refer to you in public, what pronoun do you prefer that they use?
Just what you want. They refer to me as a him. I would be a him.
Great. So the pronouns you would prefer to be called are he, him. Thank you, Chad. I don't know why we wasted 3.5 minutes when it was could have been one.
I don't know why either, because I wouldn't be prepared to be called a pronoun. I'd be prepared to call my name.
Chad, people call you he all the time and you don't give a shit. Please stop with the fake outrage.
I don't.
Yes, Chad, people call you he all the time. People refer to you as he all the time, Chad. All the time. All the time. All the time. They do. All the time. It's quite literally all the time. Now, Chad, you want to talk about trans men and women. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what we want to talk about.
Great. What about them?
No, I was just listening to your argument. By the way, I don't want this to be like hostile or anything. I want us to have a decent conversation, obviously. So, I'm a little older man. But
as long as you don't say anything ridiculous, Chad, then there is no ridiculousness that enters into the conversation.
That's fine. Ridiculous is a state. It's your opinion. What you believe is ridiculous doesn't have to necessarily be what I believe is ridiculous. But as I was saying, or what I was saying to listeners, that it's that whole premise that you're coming at. Like, oh,
Chad,
well,
I
what do
can't
you
understand
want
what you're saying. You've got to speak up.
to? It's the whole premise that you're coming at me. Even how we started the whole conversation. Like, what do you want? What is your pronoun? What do you want to refer to as? Right? When I already told you my name was Chad, I've already told you I was a male. Right?
Chad, I'm not the only person that's going to be speaking about you, Chad. There's a whole group of people that are watching. There are over 1,500 people watching between both of my streams right now. So I'm not the only person that's going to be referring to you. Other people are as well. And when people refer to you, not directly, they refer to you in the third person. They use third person pronouns like he or him. Now, if you don't have a preference, then they can call you whatever they want. That's fine. They'll call you she, her, they, them. They don't care. But I asked which one you would prefer to be called, which we know the answer is he, him. Because if 1,500 people came up to you in your daily life and started calling you she, her, you'd be annoyed. So I don't know what it's just fake outrage about pronoun shit. It's useless.
No, it's not. It's not a fake outrage. I know. I've been alive 41 years. I know there's people that call me he, people that call me him that may not know me. But that's not where I go around and be like, oh, well, listen, I don't have to tell people that. That's the whole point. I don't have to tell people to refer to me as a he or him. I don't have to say any of that.
Chad, if you're 41 years old, you should know what pronouns are. This shouldn't even be a.
The problem comes in when you can see a person and you can't even call them what they are. You can't call them what they are because the opinion of that person is that they are something else, right? So now I'm wrong because I look at them and I see a woman, right? She may not want to be a woman. She may not want to be called a woman. I'm saying that's her own personal opinion, but that doesn't change what my eyes see.
Chad, I don't care what your eyes see. Can your eyes be wrong?
I know people don't. That's the problem.
Chad, can your eyes be wrong? Can your eyes be wrong, Chad?
Yeah. They want people to. See, that's the problem. People want to care about. You want me to care about your opinion,
Chad,
but have
Jesus Christ, can your eyes be wrong? It's a really simple question.
So yeah, can your eyes be wrong? Yeah, you can miss these things and misread.
So maybe you're wrong when you look at someone that you think is a woman who isn't a woman. Maybe you're wrong, Chad. Did you ever think about that?
And I would agree with that if I looked at a woman and I thought it was a man, and she was like, "No, I'm not a man," I would apologize. Like, "Oh, my bad. Just from what I seen, I thought this is what you were," and I would accept that. That's just.
Hold on, Chad. I'm gonna mute you for a second. I'm gonna put you on hold for a second.
All right.
Chat, do you understand anything he's saying? I can't tell how bad. I can understand what he's saying through his mic. I can't tell how bad his mic is. Everybody is saying different things. Can you guys understand what he's saying? Okay. Chad, you got to either call back when you have a better connection or access to a better microphone because nobody can understand what you're saying.
Give me 1 second.
Can you understand me better now? Is it a lot clearer?
Yes, that's a lot clearer.
Okay. Sorry, I had the Bluetooth in. I'll take that out.
Okay. Great. That's better. Okay. Now, Chad, I'm just going to ask you a very simple question. What do you think a woman is?
All right. What do I think a woman is?
Yeah.
Well, I think my mom is a woman.
So if I asked you to define woman, you just said your mom. Would I understand what a woman is at that point?
Yes, I think you would understand if I told you my mom was a woman.
God damn. Okay, Chad. What I'm asking you for is I would like a definition of the term woman that both logically makes sense and can function in describing what a woman is. Do you have one of those?
No, I never had to have a definition for what a woman was, outside of what the Webster Dictionary says a woman is.
Okay, so whatever Webster says should be what we go with?
No.
So
that should not be what we go with. But that's I'm just telling you, I've never had a definition.
So
of
how
what
do you
a
know
woman
what
to be? Woman
how do you know what it is if you can't define it? How do you know what this thing is if you don't know what the definition of woman is?
Because the definition of a woman should be someone that, I mean, as a man, someone that is the opposite of you, someone that you can put your seed in, and they can incubate your seed and reproduce. That doesn't mean that happens for all women. There's biological things and things that fall under different categories.
Chad.
That would not make that what thing, but
Chad.
The premise of a woman is
Chad.
being able to incubate a seed and bring forth life.
Chad, stop. I'm trying to determine if you know what would qualify someone to fit into the category of woman, and it doesn't seem like you do.
I would know. I have 3 kids. I have a mom.
So what are the traits?
I have a grandmother.
What are the traits?
I have a mom. I have a grandmother.
That would qualify.
What it is you're trying to get me to. What you're trying to get me to do is you're trying to get me to say, "Oh well, no, she has to have a vagina, or she has to be this, or she has to be that." No, a woman is a woman. You know what a woman is. A woman is the person that you can take your semen, place your semen in, make.
I muted Chad. I had to mute him for a second. He has to be placed back on hold. We have to talk one-on-one. We're debating with people. Can't even tell me what a woman is. But wants to tell me trans women definitely aren't. What are we doing? What is going on? What are we doing? Chad, all I want from you is a coherent.
Tell me what a woman. I gave you my definition of what a woman is.
Chad, you didn't.
Enlighten me. Please,
you said it was your mom.
Enlighten me.
You said it was your mom. It's not
so please enlighten me. What else makes a woman?
Chad, you're the one with a stance telling me trans women are not women. So I would assume you know what a woman is in order to differentiate what these two things are.
I just told you what a woman was.
You said it was your mom.
A woman is not an opinion. A woman is not a choice. That's not a woman. You can't wake up and be like, today I'm a woman.
I didn't ask what a woman is not. I didn't ask you what a woman is not.
That's not a woman. So I've given you my definition. Can you give me your definition of what a woman is?
Not given me a definition. Your mom is not a definition. Chad, I'm not going to do your homework for you. What is your definition of a woman?
No, see, this is the thing. This is the problem. You can't tell me what a woman is.
Chad, I have.
Tell me what a woman is.
Chad, hold on.
Please.
I have, and I'm just going to say conservatively, probably like 500 debates on this channel. And in those debates, specifically, stop, Chad, specifically trans debates, I probably have like 500. People have heard my definition of woman literally thousands of times. Chad, that's not what I'm asking here. But I've asked you a question, and you're trying to pivot the burden to me. That's not how this works. If you want me to tell you what,
answer.
Chad,
you don't like my answer.
Goodbye, Chad.
You don't like my.
Goodbye. Goddamn. 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 Hidden Valley Ranch. Anyway, I don't know how these people like fuck, dude. I'm rethinking my entire life at this point. I'm just reading the chat messages go by. I just don't. Dude, I don't know. I would love coherency. in any of these calls. Okay. Coming up next is Dylan. Dylan also wants to talk about trans men and women. Dylan, what is your age and pronouns, please?
Yo, 18. I guess I would be he, him.
You guess? You don't know?
No, I'm he, him.
Okay. Now, Dylan, you also want to talk about trans men and women. Is that correct?
Yeah. So this actually might be kind of short. I'm just saying, by the definition, they are. You're making the claim that they aren't right now. They literally aren't. But by the definition, they are.
By the definition, they are what?
Of Oxford, they are either not men or not women. Trans.
Okay. What's the Oxford definition of woman?
Adult human female, I believe. It might not be adult human female. It might just be adult female.
And what's the definition of female?
The second, the sex with the gametes. Oh man, I don't have it on me right now. Oh no. Damn, I can't remember. Anyways, it's the sex that has the potential to create babies by having the eggs that can be fertilized by sperm.
Okay. So let's just I'll go to no. It's cool. It's cool. I'll go to Oxford directly. So Oxford defines woman specifically as a few things. They have a few different definitions. One would be an adult female human being. That would be their first definition. The other would be with or identifying female members of a family, household, or other group. So they have a couple of different ones.
I was giving you the definition of female, not woman.
Yeah, I know.
That first definition was woman.
I'm giving you all of them. Okay. Because Oxford has more than one, they have more than one definition for each word.
Yeah, I get that. But the first definition that you gave was woman and not female.
Yep, that was the first one. Yeah, I know I'm on woman. I'm on woman specifically right now. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the way Oxford would define female would be where the fuck is it? I hate Oxford's online fucking what the fuck? Oxford has 24 meanings listed for the word female that I can't look at because I don't have a subscription to their plan. Fucking Oxford, dude. So we'll just take the one that Google spits out for them. So female would be of or denoting the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs, distinguished biologically by the production of gametes that can be fertilized by male gametes. What does denoting mean?
I would say denoting. Actually, I don't even know. Can you explain that to me?
Absolutely. Denoting means be a sign of or indicating, right? So denoting would be something that stands in place of what the actual thing is, right? So if Oxford is saying in order to be female, you have to be either of the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs, or denoting that sex, trans women fit under this definition for denoting.
Here, I'm gonna look up the definition of denoting just so
I read it to you directly off of Oxford. Well, they're off the Google Oxford link. It's be a sign of or indicate.
Okay, no, I just, I gotta double check here. Okay, yeah, be a sign of or indicate.
Yep. So they wouldn't be the people of that sex. They would be people who are a sign of that sex. Which would be trans.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, but
you guess, but
I don't believe right now they are assigned female.
They don't have to be assigned female.
You said
you're breaking. I'm sorry, you're breaking up. You're breaking up very bad, Dylan. So I said specifically that to denote you would be denoting would basically be I am signifying this thing without being this thing.
So if you just appear, or if you're, let's say, like in a way cosplaying,
You're breaking up. You're breaking up too. I have
definition.
no clue what you're saying, Dylan. You're breaking up bad right now.
Damn, I'm outside. Is it really bad?
Yeah, like I can barely hear you.
Oh, man. Damn.
Oh, I think
this really sucks.
Well, now I hear you.
Okay, is it a little better now?
Yes, now it's better. So, if denoting means to,
connection.
If denoting means to indicate something, represent something, stand for something, while not being that thing, then trans women would denote female. And by the way, I think trans women are female for a whole different reason, but based on your definition, like, right, we're just talking your framework, they would be female per Oxford's definition of female.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I would say personally, if I could pick my own definition, I would just remove the denoting part. So is it okay if we just do that? I don't know if there's any actual definitions out there that fit, probably, but
wait. Your whole argument hinged on the Oxford definition, so we want to change it now, and you want to give like your definition instead. That's fine.
Yeah, because I didn't realize what denoting meant.
Okay.
So thank you for explaining that. Yeah, that is a little contradictory to my standpoint there.
Okay. So then what would be...
Anyways, you've been letting people all day have their own definitions here. Let's just remove the denoting part.
So the only way to be female would just be of the sex that can produce eggs or bear offspring. Is that correct?
Yeah, my bad. Wi-Fi is really bad. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, Dylan, it just keeps breaking up. Why don't you just try to call back on a different day when you've got a bit more stable connection? Because it just keeps breaking up. I can't really understand.
Okay.
What you're saying.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. You have a good day.
No problem. Yeah, I just can't do the call with all that. What a day. It's all the calls. To be fair, the definition that Oxford gives of female ends with also designating the gender or and later use gender identity. Oxford dictionary online is a bit annoying. Maybe I should just buy an Oxford dictionary. That would be kind of fun if I just had one here ready to go. What edition are we on of the Oxford Dictionary? No, it's such a pain in the ass to sort through Oxford's online thing. Let's read our super chats. Coffee Man said, J, what is a woman? D, something I can inseminate. Yeah, essentially. Joshua Everett said, so Chad, as it your mom or grandma you put your seed in, or is it your mom or grandma you put your seed in, or are they the same person? Crazy. I said, so if I put my seed in Chad, he's a woman? Yes. Agents Biscatonic, thank you for super chat, said this might be one of the stupidest people we've come across. Oh. Legally Maud said, oh my fucking God, Chad is the kind of creep that makes me wonder how it took me until I have 34 to accept that I'm a trans woman. How did I ever think I'm a man? So as Penguin said, it's hilarious that the lengths transphobes will go to avoid considering an argument from the trans perspective. True. Joshua Ever said, we need to do re-education camping, and the only way to be released is to demonstrate a third grade understanding of grammar and pronouns. Maga defeat. Gwyneth Jade said, I went to a book fair once and had $0, and my teacher gave me 15 of his own money. I'll always remember that. W teacher. Coffee Mom, thank you for becoming a tier 1 member. Balthazar said, what is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets, but enough talk. Have at you. Hidden Valley Ranch. Gunter, thank you for the PayPal. Nathan, thank you for the PayPal. Said, for dealing with all this bullshit, it's crazy how avoidant people are of answering simple questions. True. And Taylor, thank you for the PayPal. All those MAGA leapfrog phones today. Damn. No, it's crazy. Epic Stories from History. Thank you for the super chat. Said, hey, it's bigot noise. Dylan, basically. Our tissues women is crazy. Well, we've made it through our callers today. I'm too exhausted to do a game after stream, but next stream we will. I think I'm not streaming Wednesday, but Thursday we're doing a night stream. I think. Let me see if I remember that correctly. The next couple of streams are on the schedule. Guys, I am a tired boy. I think that needs to be John Doe McDoubles at Happy Black History Month. Jovan, keep on keeping. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it is time for me to go have some lunch and rest a little bit. Thank you guys for being here. Remember, book club in the Discord. If you're a paid member, get your ass to the Discord to do book club. Get on to that Discord. I am going to go relax for the rest of my day. Thank you guys for being here for stream. We'll be back Thursday. You should see it on the schedule. We'll be the schedule is in YouTube. You'll see it. We'll be back on Thursday. So come join the Discord if you want to hang out, if you're a member. You may see me again tonight. It's wholly possible you see me again for like an after dark after I've like maybe if chat is really nice, I'll do an after dark tonight. Maybe. But I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your day. Sorry to Andrew Wilson. I know you were in the request, but we didn't have time to get to you. Hopefully we can get to you next show. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks.